Hey guys, it is late at night. I've had a long day and I've done an Instagram live. I've already done Facebook live. I figured I'd get on YouTube before I call it a night and show you some of the work that I'm doing for National Embroidery Month. And in case you didn't know, that's February. And all month long I am going to show you how to stitch this. Let me see if I can show it to you. This is a free drawing. If you can request it now, send it as a PDF and you can print this off yourself. But basically this is a drawing that I provide. If you, like I said, if you want to ask me for it. It's only free during February 2020. After that, it will be for sale on my Etsy page. You can reach me at sewingwithsteamllc.com. And again, sorry, it's backwards. There's nothing I can do about that right now because I don't know how to fix the settings on my iPad. But you'll have to ignore the background noise. Some of my daughters are still awake. One decided it was time to go to bed. But anyways, we're done with that. Okay. So this is what I've been working on today, and I'll show you some of the stitches. All right, so for the bunny's ear, I did the back stitch. I did 2 long stitches here, and then this stitch around the bunny's face is called a chain stitch, or chain stitch, or split. Sorry. No, I'm right. It's a chain stitch. Sorry, it's been a long day. And then this the outside of the bunny right here around his arm and belly and leg is also a back stitch. This part is a lazy daisy, and this little part is a split stitch. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer for you to see these. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to work up around the little rabbit's face and ear, since I have one ear done. I like to mix my stitches whenever I sew. It just makes for something more interesting. Oh, I should probably tell you about the basket. All right, so we have a weave stitch here. And the outline, the inner outline and the outer outline is, let me make sure I'm reading it right, the split stitch. And then I filled in the basket handle with the long and short stitches. This is a satin stitch that I filled in. And then I used the back stitch on this row and this row. Now, if you're new to hand embroidery, this might just be all foreign to you, not something you understand. So if that's where you're at, let me know, because I offer online classes. But if you live around Lewis Center, Ohio, within a 10-mile radius, I can actually come and do a workshop with you in a group of individuals, and we can have some fun with stitching. So, like I said, my website is sewingwithsteam.com. If I could write backwards, I would do that, but I guess I could try. Here. This ought to be good, right? Does this look right? It's working. Sewing with... Can you see me doing this? Oh my goodness. What a creative will do, right? All right. STEAMLLC.com. All right, let's see. Can you see it? Yay! I can still write backwards. All right, so this is where you'll find me. And again, this information will be in the bio of this video. So let's get to stitching. Right. Sometimes I talk, sometimes I don't. So if it gets quiet, just know I'm here and I'm just thinking. I do quite a bit of thinking while I'm stitching. Oh, let me show you. So for the embroidery needles, I use a longer needle with a larger eye, and I tie a little knot at the bottom. I'm not worried about knots showing through right now. That's something else I can show in another video. But right now we're just doing the National Embroidery Month sew along, and we're gonna have fun with this. Now I'm curious if you have ever hand sewn anything, whether it's sewing a button or maybe hemming pants. Just curious, that's all. Now my husband would tell me how he's only ever sewn anything, and that was a button on his army fatigues. And that was cute because my husband hasn't been in the army for a very, very long time. But he said it was a disaster and that he sewed it on too thick and they couldn't even move the button a little bit. So I thought that was cute. He has no desire to sew, so I don't push this on him at all. Now my oldest daughter asked me tonight if I would show her how to hand embroider, and so I'm excited about that. One of my 4 daughters is showing an interest in sewing, so I will take that interest and I will run with it, right? All right, so for the bunny's face, on this side of the face, I did, like I said, the chain stitch. And now I did the back stitch on this side. I like dimension. I'm a creator and not an artist, so I do not look for perfection. I look for uniqueness. I like things to look pretty and be sturdy. When it comes to certain sewing projects, for instance, the memory bears that I offer, of course I look for perfection when I create a memory bear, but when I am creating something fun like this hand embroidery stitchery thing right here, I don't look for perfection. I'm having fun. I'm trying to teach others. So basically this is all I'm doing. Now, are you able to see how I have this? Let me see if I can't get the camera a little bit. Just be making bear with me. Okay. Maybe if I hold it up a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this iPad and this tripod thing. I mean, obviously I know the basics, right? But in order to film videos, not really that good yet. But that's okay. It'll come with time. So I'm going to continue to do this chain stitch around the bunny's ear. I absolutely love the color of this floss. It's like ombre, so obviously that gives dimension, and I haven't had to change my floss colors out. I like it. So I can't tell you the name. Oh yeah, I do know the brand. J&P. Anyways, I got it at Walmart. And no, I'm not sponsored. I used my own money for all of this. So we are just going to continue to go around the bunny's ear. Now, if you're following along, you can sew on anything. You can hand embroider jeans, jean jackets, blouses, shirts, ties, socks, underwear. I mean, you can even embroider on paper. So if you have supplies, I say use what you've got. It doesn't matter what brand of embroidery floss you use. You can even try to embroider with like the crochet type of threading that's around. I am going to leave this space between the bunny's ear and his hair open. I'm not going to connect it. I like the character of having space there. So I'm going to tie this off. All right, there we go. I'll try to be done messing with this. Oops. Let's see here. All right. And of course you need a pair of scissors. And here we go. All right, so I started the little bunny's hands earlier, and here's his legs. I don't have much floss left on this, of this color for the bunny. I mean, I have plenty over here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. Let me see. You can hear the TV in the background. I would play music, but then of course we have the whole copyright thing, so I won't be playing any music while I stitch. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and finish the back stitching of this little bunny's arm. Now I do have a Facebook Live event going on. It's free. And I break down what I'm doing. Right now I'm just kind of sewing freehand and not giving you much explanation. However, on the Facebook event, I do give quite a bit of information as I break down each stitch, so you can follow along if you'd like. I always welcome questions. But I think that's enough for now about that information. I had somebody reach out from around town, and I'm new here, by the way. I'm new at this town, about my Memory Bear sewing services. So I'm excited. I would like to get like 20 orders for the month of February. That would be really, really, really awesome. I'm just trying to give the bunny a little bit more of a paw, I guess, like his little fingers. I don't know if they have fingers, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to tie this off and I'm going to move on. Now I'm on Instagram, like I said, Facebook, LinkedIn. I have a Twitter account, but I don't do anything with it. I just opened this new one. I had one for my marketing and publicity business that I had for 12 years, but I don't know. Is what it is, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and thread this needle. Yeah, I licked the thread, sorry. It's how Grandma taught me, and it's just been a habit ever since. But obviously you don't have to do it that way. Alright, so the blue nail polish was borrowed from my daughter Angelica. She only paid like $1 for the bottle. It only took maybe 2 coats. I thought, I'll use it. And it's my real fingernails. They're actually growing again, which is nice. I was so, I think, so stressed out back in November and December that I just could not get my nails to grow. I wasn't stressed out about that. I was just under a lot of stress at the job that I had. You know how that can be, I'm sure. All right, so now I'm working, can you see that? Oops, lost my needle. So now I am going to work down the bunny's neck and rear end. You know, I think I would love to make this fluffy. I want to keep this curve in the bunny. So let's see if I can accomplish that with a chain stitch. Because it's so tiny. Just give it a little bit of a tiny movement there. No, there we go. Okay. There we go. I think that's good. Here we go. Can you see this? Isn't he cute? Here we go. I have no idea what they are talking about. That's okay. I don't know what they're doing in there. Young adults are so funny. I love to hear their view on things. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness gracious. Honey, you have no idea what you're talking about sometimes, but I guess it's the best we can do. Alright, so it sounds like they're talking about, here we go, some kind of movie they're watching. Oh well. Oops. Let's get around this little bunny's rear end here. So, I hope that you join in on the National Embroidery Month with me. That would be so fun to meet some new people and just, you know, build an audience and see how each of us grow in our stitching and so forth. My services are geared mainly towards adults, so if that's something that you'd be interested in and you live in my area, that would be great. Or of course I have online options as well, and I can teach privately online too, so you know, that's also an option. Right now I'm going to go around the belly, if I can say it right, the bunny's belly. Here we go. I like to give him a little 3D look here. I'm hoping to be able to post on YouTube daily, so we will see how that goes. I mean, it's not like it's all that difficult. I just have to make sure that I plan that in my day. I saw somebody else's handiwork and it was so beautiful, so I know that they practice hours and hours a day. And I'm picking up a needle after a long time of taking a break, so that's all right. All right, so I finished. Are you able to see this? So the bunny's body, the front, the belly is a back stitch, and I took the back stitch down the belly and into the front of the leg, and then from the back I did a chain stitch. So let me start here. This portion of the bunny, the front face, and down the front of his arm, front of his belly, and front of his leg are all back stitches. The top of his ear is a back stitch on this side. This side is a chain. Then I took the chain and I went to the back of his head, his neck, his rear end, the bottom of his belly, and now I'm going to do the back stitch around his second leg. So like I said, I like to switch around with my stitches. Some people don't. I think that's a personal preference, and there's nothing wrong with either way. There's enough rules, regulations, and laws in our life. I don't think that they actually have to apply in something that you're making for yourself. So I'm making this for myself. I mean, obviously one of my daughters might confiscate it when it's done. If that's the case, that's all right. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. So I'm just doing the back stitch around his leg, and I hope I'm still in the view for you. I'm not sure what time tomorrow I'll be on live. I've been going live around between 6 and 7 a.m. Eastern time on my Facebook page, but I don't know if that's how it's going to be for tomorrow's work schedule. I'm not real sure how that will work. We had the most beautiful weather in Ohio today. It was like 62 or something, or 67. It was just so absolutely beautiful. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if I can't find it. All right, so the high was 62. Wow, it's really gonna drop. Eesh, tomorrow. Not fun. Not fun. That's all right. At least I've had sunlight for 2 days in a row, I should say, and that's been very helpful. That's one of the few things I miss, I think, from the South, is just sunshine. Even when it was cold outside, as long as the sunshine was out, it was a day that I had energy all day. So I'm going to just continue to do the back stitch of his leg. If you've never sewn before and you think it would be something you'd like to learn, I can definitely teach you online, and even in private sessions. And I can put the pricing of that on my website for you. I think everyone should give it a try, especially if they have the desire. All right, I think I am going to be done with the rabbit for now. I have his little whiskers and his tail. I have to fix his face. So let me see here. Maybe let me try something else. Did you want to see? I'm just going to tie this off. Okay. Alright, so we will save this piece for later. I'll use that for tomorrow's lesson. I am so thinking this would be the cutest. I think this would be the cute for the heart. So maybe we will do that. One thing about this brand is there's no product color code on it, so I can't tell you what the color is. Excuse me. I did not mean to yawn. I'll try to cut that out. Chances are it won't be cut out because I'm not sure how to do that yet. Let's see here. Where's my ends at? Here we go. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the pinkish red for the heart. I just think it's cute, and I might actually draw some additional hearts on here. Maybe. Let's see here. just heard my chair move. Gotta love it. Here we go. Now what stitch was I going to do? I was just going to do a straight stitch. I don't know if I want just a straight stitch. Oh. I think I might want to do the back stitch for the heart. Because this, I think I'm going to do a satin, so it's raised to kind of give it a 3D look. And I think I might do that for the tail, or whatever you call that on a balloon. So yeah, I'm getting like very tired right now. Let's see here. It's 10:54. That would be why. It's kind of late for me. All right. A straight stitch. I wish I could remember the exact stitches my grandma and my mom taught me, but we did start out with, I guess you just call it the gathering stitch, because it was needle, thread, leftover fabric from the clothes they were making, and I was making fabric yo-yos. I think they're called sulfate puffs as well. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that's what it was. So we will continue to, oops, unravel that. Here we go. Straight stitch all the way around the balloon. I like to give dimension to it. I would really like to get one to three YouTube videos. One a day would be ideal, ideal. One a day is great, but I don't know. I just want to be more productive or progressive, more purposeful with my YouTube channel. So I've been really praying about what content to put on it and things like that. So I really like business coaching topics. So I may go ahead and start talking about some business topics as well. I'm not really sure. I'll give it some more thought and some time, but you know, we'll see. I could always tell you stories of sewing as a little girl. My grandma tried to get me to she tried to get me to knit and crochet because she was able to do those as well. And I tell you what, I could not get the hang of it. Then my Aunt Donna came in from Michigan one year and sat with me and one of my sister-in-laws, and at least the two of us. I can't remember who else was trying to learn how to knit. Well, it did not work. She did her best to teach me, and I just could not get my mind around it at all. And I felt so bad, but I tried and tried and tried, and my stitches kept falling apart, and I just could not get the hang of knitting at all. I am, though, really interested in learning how to, is it called tattering or something like that? I better look it up. But where you make your own lace, that would be a a chore. And yes, I purposely did not connect the lines. I want movement in my stitching, so I did not put the lines together. That might drive some people crazy. Not me. I like movement, and again, when it's stitching, I want the stitches flat and taut and that type of thing, obviously, but not technically perfect. So there's a time and place for that, but this is not that time, and nor is this that design. So let's see, I started putting my portfolio of mixed media and fiber art on my website. That, oh my gosh, that is such a chore, you guys. I have been hounding people to send me pictures of products that they've either received as a gift from me or they've purchased from me over the last 12 years. And let me tell you, that was before the cell phone had the camera and before all the social media stuff and everything. So this has been an interesting venture for me, to say the least. That's okay. It's getting there. People, I'm trying to figure out who has what. I wish I could get a picture of several of the items I made for like one lady from my old church, but I can't reach her. I don't know where she's at. And then like one sister-in-law, I made her some Amish dolls for her wedding. I can't get those pictures from her. I don't know if I think they're just in storage or something. And that's just, people just can't go and start digging things out because, like, who has the time for that, right? I could always try to replicate some of the things, but, if I'm going to sell my patterns, and yes, I'm a pattern designer, so I may just have to redo a pattern and call it a day, you know what I mean? So, okay. So here we go. I might try to do the satin stitch with this, so wish me luck. I'm just about to call it a night because I can tell I do not have a steady hand because I'm just extremely tired. All right, let's see here. I apologize for clearing my throat. Everything is dry since coming back to Ohio, and I'm just not used to it yet. So I'm starting to get acclimated. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you follow along and talk, and of course, if you're a troll and just creepy or something, I will delete and block and all of that. So we don't want that. That doesn't make life very fun. Okay? So remember, everybody is learning a skill at their own pace, and we all need to be kind to one another, at least on my page, please, or my channel, wherever you're watching this. And if you're watching a replay, let me know the date. All right? All right, guys. That's it for tonight. Thank you.